Giant children, today we are going to read chapter number 17, The Earth and the Sky. In this chapter, you will come to know about what makes our Earth special, what a solar system is, the difference between stars and planets, the different constellations. So children, our Earth is special. It is the only planet in the solar system known to have water and life. So children, you can say that due to existence of life, our Earth is very much special. The Earth is like a giant ball of rock. There are mountains that soar so high, and there are valleys that are deep, green and rich with plants. There are oceans, seas, rivers, lakes and ponds. There are also vast deserts on its surface. So, we can say that there are different kind of landscapes are present on the surface of the earth, like valleys, mountains, pond, ocean, seas, deserts, plains, hills. So there are so many things, so many different landscapes you can see on the surface of the earth. Now, look at this picture of the earth taken from space. You can see a picture of the earth on the left side of the page. So it appears to be blue in color with a few patches of brown and green. Why? This is because the surface of the earth is mostly covered by water, which appears blue, and only partially by land, which appears brown or green. So children, because the earth is mostly covered by water, which appears blue. So children, can you tell me the percentage of water on the surface of the earth?
72%.
Yes, very good. Very good. So our earth is covered by our earth is covered by 72% of water. So that is why it appears blue from the planet, from the sky. And the brown and green part of the earth is yes, they are mountains and forests. Yes. So children, the earth is only planet where life exists. 72% of the earth's surface is covered with water and only 28% is land. So that is why it appears blue from the sky. The earth is surrounded by a layer of air. This is called its atmosphere. The land, water and air present on the earth make life possible. The earth is at the right distance from the sun. As a result, it is neither too hot nor too cold. If the earth was to become extremely hot or cold, all plant and animal life would perish. So, children, our earth is surrounded by a layer of air, and this layer is called atmosphere. So you can say that atmosphere is a layer which is having air in it. So there is a question you can raise, that why life is possible on the earth? So
Because of the gravity.
because the presence of land, water and
And
air, the
Land.
life exists on our planet. So, and there is one another thing, that the sun is at the right distance from the earth. If the earth is if the earth was to become extremely hot or cold, so all planets, all plants, all animals, all men will not survive. They are surviving because of its. So now we are coming on to the solar system. We just read that the earth is a planet. Now, what is a planet? Any natural object that revolves around the sun is called a planet. The family of the sun is called the solar system. It is made up of the sun, 8 planets and their moons. The word planet comes from the Greek word Asteris planetar, which means wandering stars. So child, the definition of a planet is any natural object that revolves around the sun is called planet. So here, because all the planets are natural and they revolves around the sun, so that is why they are called planet. And the sun is with the sun and 8 planets and their moons, it made a solar system. In the solar system there is 8 planets, a sun and moons of the planets. Is there any doubt to you? I am repeating once again. In our solar system there is a sun, 8 planets and moons of all the 8 planets. And with all these, our solar system takes place.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta. Yes, Tejika.
Ma'am, what is asteroid and dark planet?
Yes, beta. We are coming on to the same topic. We are coming. Don't worry. Yes. So, can you name dwarf planet? Yes. Pluto is a dwarf planet because ये सन के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करता है, बट दूसरे के ऑर्बिट में एंटर करने की वजह से प्लूटो को अब प्लैनेट नहीं माना जाता, इसलिए दैट इज़ वाई इट इज़ कॉल्ड अ dwarf planet. So there is a question from a child that what is an orbit? So the orbit is a path of a planet. ऑर्बिट क्या होता है बच्चे? ऑर्बिट एक प्लैनेट का पाथ होता है जिस पाथ से वो सन को रिवॉल्व करता है, ठीक है? तो उसी पाथ में ये प्लूटो एंटर करता है, इसलिए प्लूटो को प्लैनेट नहीं माना जाता. बाकी के जितने भी प्लैनेट हैं सबके अपने अपने ऑर्बिट्स हैं, सो दैट इज़ वाई दे आर प्लैनेट. नाउ वी आर कमिंग ऑन टू द सन. द सन इज द क्लोजेस्ट स्टार टू द अर्थ. The sun is so big that many Earths can fit inside it. Yet, it appears small because it is far away from us. It is one of the millions of stars in the universe. It is a huge fiery ball made up of hot burning gases which keeps burning all the time. This is why it produces more heat and light. It helps us in many ways. Sunlight helps planets to produce food. It heats water and turns it into water vapor. On cooling, this water vapor forms clouds which brings rain. It gives us natural light and heat. So children, in our solar system, there is only one star. And this is
Sun.
yes, this star is sun. And because the sun is very far from us, so that is why it appears small in size, because it is so far from us. And there are millions of stars in the universe. Not only the sun is a star in universe, there are million stars in universe like sun. And the sun is the only closest star to the earth. If someone asks to you which star is closest to the earth, you will say that sun is the closest star to the earth. Yes, because sun is only near our earth. So what is sun? It is a huge fiery ball made up of hot burning gases. ये एक बहुत बड़ा आग का गोला है जो जलते हुए गैसेस से बना हुआ है, बन रहा है, या फिर इसकी जो प्रोसेस है वो कंटिन्यू चल रही है. That is why it produces more heat and light. So that is why this is a reason that sun produces more light, heat, energy, and it helps us in many ways.
आपको भी समझाएं.
It helps us in many ways. Like sun gives us sunlight. And what sunlight does? Sunlight helps planet to produce food. Sunlight help our earth to produce food. Because and in the absence of the sunlight, क्या photosynthesis process हो सकती है? नहीं होगी. If the sunlight is absent, then photosynthesis process will not take place anymore. So you can say that for the production of the food and the growing plant, the sunlight is very much important. It heats water and turns it into water vapor. So, see, water cycle में 4 things आते हैं जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा important होते हैं. कौन कौन सी चीज़ें आती हैं? Sun, cloud, rain, sun,
and
wind.
मैम आप अदर प्लैनेट्स पे पढ़ा रही है ना, अदर प्लैनेट्स?
No, beta, I am only on the Earth. I am telling about Earth. I am not telling about any other planet. So listen children, for the water cycle, the sunlight is also important. क्यों? Why? Because for the evaporation, how will evaporation happen if there is no sunlight? नहीं होगा ना, because sunlight वाटर वेपर बनाती हैं, वाटर को हीट करती हैं सबसे पहले, फिर उससे वाटर वेपर बनती हैं, फिर वो ऊपर जाती हैं, राइज होती हैं, उसके बाद कूल्स डाउन होती हैं, कूल्स डाउन होने के बाद क्लाउड बनाती हैं, और क्लाउड जब हेवी हो जाता है तो वो वापस से रेन के फॉर्म में अर्थ पे आ जाता है. तो
Ma'am, the water cycle will not run without sun.
यस, व्हाट बेटा?
Water cycle will not run if the sunlight.
So the first process of water cycle is evaporation. So without sunlight, evaporation will not happen. So that is why we can say that for the water cycle also the sunlight is important. And the third thing is it gives us natural light and heat. It is a day. और आप देखिए चारों तरफ लाइट है, everything is visible to us. How can it be happen? It is only due to sun. If there is no sunlight, कुछ भी दिखेगा नहीं. क्या रात में आपको दिखता है? If there is no light in your room, you can't see anything. Yes. So children, for light and heat, sunlight is also important, and sun तो है ही. What is sun's energy called? So children, sun's energy is called solar energy. Now, sunlight takes just over 8 minutes to travel through space and reach us. So, sunlight only takes 8 minutes to come onto the earth. Other planets do not have light and heat of their own. They move around the sun and get heat and light from it. Planets do not appear to twinkle in the sky but shine with a steady light. Jupiter is the largest planet while Mercury is the smallest planet. Our Earth is the third planet from the sun. Did you know? The order of planets from the sun is, बेटा इसके बारे में हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे, पहले हम we will understand about other planets. So planets do not have light and heat of their own. This should be very clear to you all that planet does not have their own light and heat. They move around the sun and get heat and light from it. क्योंकि जितने भी प्लैनेट हैं वो सन के अराउंड मूव करते हैं और उसी से दे टेक हीट एंड लाइट. Planets do not appear to twinkle in the sky but shine with a steady light. Planets sky में twinkle नहीं करते but उनकी हल्की शाइन होती है जिससे वो चमकते हैं. Jupiter is the largest planet while Mercury is the smallest planet. So which is the largest planet in size? Jupiter, yes. Jupiter is the largest and Mercury is the smallest.
Ma'am, Mercury is the smallest and Jupiter is the biggest.
Very good. Our Earth is third planet from the sun. So, the order of planets from the sun is Mercury, number 1, Venus, 2.
Ma'am, Venus is the brightest planet.
Earth, number 3, Mars, number 4th, Jupiter, 5th, Saturn, 6th, Uranus, 7th, Neptune, 8th.
And the Venus hottest planet.
Children, in this solar system, there is a word comets. So, what is this? Comet is an object in space that looks like a bright star with a tail, and that comet moves around the sun. So that is why in Hindi you will say two comets, धूमकेतु और पुच्छल तारा. It means an object which have tail and it moves around the sun. So that is why it is called comets. And there is another word which is asteroid. Anyone of you can say what is an asteroid? Beta, it's a small rocky body orbiting the sun. So asteroid is a small rocky body orbiting the sun. Large number of these, ranging enormously in size, are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. So you can say that between Mars and Jupiter planet there are asteroids. You will find asteroids between Mars and Jupiter planets. So let's move on to another topic.
Asteroids. Ma'am, why is moon far from Earth and the planets?
Why is moon far from?
The planet, ma'am.
Far to the planet because moon is a satellite of Earth. So that is why it is far from Earth as well as from other planets also.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of?
So like other planets do not have light and heat of their own. They move around the sun and get heat and light from it. Planets do not appear to twinkle in the sky but shine with a steady light. Jupiter is the largest planet while Mercury is the smallest planet. Our Earth is the third planet from the sun. So children,
And the Venus is the brightest planet.
so we all know that planets does not have their own light and heat. But they move around the sun and get heat and light from the sun. And planets do not appear to twinkle in the sky, but it shine. Planets जो हैं वो आसमान में ट्विंकल नहीं करते बट वे शाइन करते हैं विथ अ स्टीडी लाइट. एक हल्की रोशनी से वो शाइन करते हैं. एंड विच इज़ द लार्जेस्ट प्लैनेट? Jupiter is the largest planet and the smallest one is Mercury. And our Earth is from the third number from the Sun. The Earth is on third number. So the order of planets from the Sun is, the number one is Mercury, then Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. You can see the sequences in this picture also. The picture of solar system. You can see. So the planet Mercury is the closest one to the Sun. And then after Mercury, which planet is there? Venus. And which is the number third planet from the Sun? Do you know?
Earth.
Earth. Yes, very good. Number fourth is Mars and then Jupiter. And between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, there are asteroids found. And after Jupiter, there is Saturn. Saturn is number 6 planet. And then Uranus is 7th number and 8th number planet is Neptune. After Neptune, you can see the picture of Pluto. Pluto, but it is not a planet now, but it is a dwarf planet. So in our solar system there are eight planets and one sun. The moon is the Earth's closest neighbor and its natural satellite. It barren. It has no air, no light of its own. It shines, reflects the sun's light. So the moon is the one and only satellite of our Earth. And it is also very closest neighbor satellite of the Earth also. It is dry and barren. Means यह बहुत ही सूखा और बंजर है. यहाँ पर there is nothing on the moon you will get. There is no water, no air, no atmosphere. But this is called a natural satellite of our Earth. Alright. It also shines like planets. Planets shines due to the light of the sun. So like planets, moon also shines by the sun's light. And it reflects sun's light. जब मून सन की लाइट को रिफ्लेक्ट करता है तो वो शाइन करता हुआ दिखता है. And you think कि moon is shining, but there is all the work of reflection. Due to reflection, planets and moon are shining. But there is no light and shine of the planet and of the moon. Why does the moon seems to change its shape? Since the moon has no light of its own, we only see that part of the moon which is lit by the sun as it moves around the earth. The lit part of the moon always points to the sun. The full moon is also called Purnima. Then it starts getting smaller until on the 14th day it is not visible at all. This is the new moon, which we also call Amavasya. In the next 14 days, the moon grows bigger and bigger until we have a full moon again. More than half lit moon is called gibbous moon, while less than half lit moon is called a crescent moon. Name the first two astronauts who landed on the moon. So children, the question rising here that why does moon seems to change its shape? It means beta, we are coming on that topic. So since we all know that moon has no lights and no heat of its own, and we can only see one part of the moon. which part is lit by sun as it moves around the earth. Moon also moves around the earth. So जो पार्ट मून का अर्थ को अराउंड अर्थ के चक्कर लगा रहा है, ओनली दैट पार्ट वी कैन सी, एंड अनदर पार्ट which is opposite to the earth, we are not able to see that part of the moon. So that is why, and the full moon is also called Purnima. After every 15 days you see full moon, and when you see full moon in the sky, then it means it is the day of Purnima. And when there is no moon in the sky, you can say that a night when there is no moon in the sky and the sky is whole black, then this is called Amavasya. The whole day, whole 24 hours called Amavasya. And after 15 days, Tanya Pal, beta, what you are doing? Beta, focus on your studies. What you are doing? Okay. So after every 15 days, there is Purnima. And after Purnima, and after 15 days also, there is always Amavasya comes. So first Purnima and then Amavasya, and after Amavasya there will Purnima again. So this cycle moves like this. Then after Purnima, the moon again starts getting smaller until on the 14th day it is not visible at all. Then when the moon is not visible at all, nothing is visible to you in the sky, and the sky is black, then it is the night of Amavasya. So after Amavasya, in the next 14 days, the moon grows bigger and bigger until we have a full moon again. You can see the picture of the growing moon. One, two. So let's come on. So children, like earlier, we will see here star constellations. So now we will know about star constellations. So what is this? What is it? On a clear dark night, we see thousands of twinkling stars in the sky. Sometimes we find that these stars form imaginary groups. These groups of stars are called constellations. There are many constellations seen in the night sky. They are Big Dipper, popularly known in India as Saptarishi Mandal, Scorpio, Orion, Ursa Major and Leo. So child, it is saying that when we see a clear dark night, when we see to the sky in a clear dark night, we see thousands of twinkling stars in the sky. And sometimes we see a group of stars and they are in different shapes. So these groups of stars are called constellations. And there are many constellations in the sky. ऐसे बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स हैं स्टार्स स्काई में स्टार्स के जो आप अलग अलग देखोगे. जैसे आपने सप्तऋषि मंडल देखा. सप्तऋषि मंडल इज़ ऑल्सो अ कॉन्स्टिलेशन. इसमें 7 तारे होते हैं. ऐसे 4 1 2 3 4 और उनके बाद 2 होते हैं या 2.
मैम क्या होते हैं?
बेटा इन सप्तऋषि मंडल आप जब भी क्लियर नाइट होगी, डार्क नाइट होगी, तो आप देखना आसमान में कि 7 स्टार्स का एक ग्रुप होगा. तो वही जो स्टार्स के ग्रुप्स होते हैं वो सिर्फ एक, ये मैं तो एक आपको बस एग्जांपल दे रही हूँ ना. ये 7 स्टार्स का एक ग्रुप है जिसे कहेंगे सप्तऋषि मंडल. और इसको, इसी ग्रुप को, या ऐसे स्टार्स के डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स होते हैं उनको यू कैन से कॉन्स्टेलेशंस, स्टार कॉन्स्टेलेशंस. तो देयर आर मैनी कॉन्स्टेलेशंस इन नोन इन इंडिया. इंडिया में उनका नाम डिफरेंट है. जैसे एक सप्तऋषि मंडल है जिसे इंडिया में 7 तारों का एक ऐसा ग्रुप है जिसे सप्तऋषि मंडल कहा जाता है. यहाँ पे जो सर्कल किया हुआ पार्ट है उसमें आप देखिए 1 2 3 4 5 6 एंड 7 एक ऐसे स्क्वायर शेप में 4 जो है 4 स्टार्स दिख रहे हैं आपको, और एक उनकी टेल जैसी दिख रही है, 3 उसमें स्टार्स हैं. तो ये वाला जो है ग्रुप इट इज़ कॉल्ड सप्तऋषि मंडल. सो लाइक दिस वी हैव स्कॉर्पियो, ओरियन, उर्सा मेजर एंड लियो कॉन्स्टेलेशंस. And the number one, the famous one is Saptarishi Mandal. In our childhood, we have also seen these constellations in the sky, and this was very interesting to see these kind of stars in the sky. And we love to see sky like this in dark night. We all love to see. Did you know the brightest stars in the pole star of the Dhruv Tara? Sailors depend on the Dhruv Tara for directions. Yes, children. The pole star or Dhruv Tara is a star. This is always placed in the north of the sky. So sailors depend on Dhruv Tara for direction because Dhruv Tara is always in the north in the sky. There is a story behind it also of Dhruv Tara. Dhruv Tara कैसे बना, इसकी हिंदी माइथोलॉजिकल स्टोरी है. सो बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग है वो स्टोरी. बट अभी आपको बस इतना जानना है कि ध्रुव तारा जो है वो डायरेक्शन बताता है, क्योंकि ये हमेशा स्काई में हमेशा नॉर्थ में होता है. न्यू टर्म्स: हेवनली बॉडीज, सोलर सिस्टम, स्टार्स, कॉन्स्टेलेशंस, planets, satellite. Heavenly bodies means sun, the moon, the stars and the planets. All the objects which you see in the sky, they will called heavenly bodies, क्योंकि वो सारे आकाश में हैं. Solar system comprises the sun, the 8 planets and other heavenly bodies. Stars, large heavenly bodies which give off their own heat and light. Constellation, a group of stars arranged in a particular pattern. Planets, heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun. Satellite, a body in space that moves around a planet. And things to remember: the vast space all around the earth is called universe. स्पेस के चारों तरफ जितना भी आसमान है, स्पेस है, इतना बड़ा कि आप इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते. ये सारा का सारा यूनिवर्स है. ऑल heavenly bodies such as stars and planets are a part of the universe. Yes, जितने भी कॉन्स्टेलेशंस हैं, जितने भी स्टार्स हैं, प्लैनेट्स हैं, जितने भी सोलर सिस्टम है, चिल्ड्रन, यू विल वॉन्डर टू नो दैट हमारे सोलर सिस्टम जैसे हज़ारों लाखों करोड़ों सोलर सिस्टम्स हैं, बट जिनके बारे में हमें पता नहीं है. ये नहीं पता है कि उनके सोलर सिस्टम में क्या कोई अर्थ जैसा प्लैनेट है जहाँ पे लाइफ है, ये भी नहीं पता है. बट आपको ये नहीं सोचना है कि ये जो सोलर सिस्टम है स्पेस में, यूनिवर्स में, ये सिर्फ एक ही है. नो, ऐसे हज़ारों करोड़ों लाखों हो सकते हैं. और ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि उन पे भी लाइफ हो, उनमें भी कोई ऐसा प्लैनेट हो या कई ऐसे प्लैनेट हो जिन पे लाइफ हो. ये सारी चीज़ों की सर्च चल रही है. जो साइंटिस्ट हैं इनको ढूंढ रहे हैं कि कहाँ कहीं कुछ पता चले ऐसा, तो फिर वो हम एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट कर सकें. चलो, द सन इज अ स्टार क्लोजेस्ट टू द अर्थ. इट गिव्स हीट एंड लाइट. Planets are round in shape. They move around the sun. The earth is a unique planet because life exists here. The moon is the earth's closest neighbor. It moves around the earth. The moon has different phases. Stars from pattern in the sky called constellations. So thank you very much, children. We have done with this chapter. In next period, next class, we will start exercises of this chapter. And before exercises, we will do hard words. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.